regardless of the kind of volcano that's going on inside a person and what are the reasons for it, you said that a person can learn how to balance himself eventually. You said that it's related to his ability to tie everything that happens to him, that it comes from the one general force that controls all of nature. So my question is, what thoughts can a person think in order to balance himself a bit? To constantly be connected to the upper force, which is the reason for all of a person's thoughts and events that happen. And if he ties himself to the upper force this way, strengthens himself in that, then he sees that everything that goes on around him, these are only means, like in a theater, that these are actors of the upper force. And this is how he relates to them, as people that are acting out a certain role. And how does that influence him? How does he see reality? He doesn't want to erupt against someone or something or the environment, because he sees that it all comes from the upper force, from none else besides him. And therefore he doesn't erupt against other people. But he knows that he has to balance himself only with the upper force. And it could be up to the point where either I go to war now and I blow up the entire planet, or I say, are these things related? They're not related. They're not to blame. It's all in the hands of the upper force, and I have to get along with him. For him to balance everything, it's not that I'm going to balance it by blasting something or whatever, but that the upper force will balance it out by the forces that are in his hands, because everything is in his hands. So you're saying that there are only two players here. Yeah. Man and the upper force, and reality between them. And what about that inner eruption that a person feels coming? He sees it as an opportunity, as an invitation from the upper force to turn to him. And what is the role of violence in our life then? What does it exist for? In order for us to learn from it that all these things, they only lead us to problems and troubles because we're disconnected from the true providence, governance that spreads out in front of us. Okay, when you're talking about the upper force, there are many people watching us now. Some believe in the upper force, some don't, and so on. When you're saying that a person can calm his violent urges down, the upcoming eruption by being connected to the upper force, give me some kind of definition that a person can realistically live with, even if he's not a believer. It's very realistic. This upper force is called nature, which is one global integral mechanism. And if we start relating to him this way, we'll really start discovering how everything is really interconnected, and that we're also a part of that force, and this will make our life better, safer, happier, and calmer, without unnecessary outbursts of rage that are actually useless.